Have you also found yourself waiting and doing a little bit more waiting around the usual places where there is Palium? Well, this is because Palia decided to change how Palium spawns. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Wolfie and I make Palia guides and other videos for you. Today I want to talk about this new issue here in Palia that came with the last update. Palium no longer spawns at their usual locations, but can now be found out in the wild. What does this mean for you? Well, it means that it's now more difficult than ever in any other time before in Palia to get Palium. When I saw the patch notes from the last update and they wrote that they had adjusted the location of the Palium spawns, where they can spawn from any location where iron ore also spawns, I thought this sounded like a maybe good idea. That you don't have to necessarily go to the standard spawns where Palium is, but you can also, find them in the wild. Well, that's not the case. I've been trying here the last few days after the update to run around and see how it is with the Palium spawns. I've been checking the usual places just in case that there would be some spawns there, but there's nothing. I would even say there's hardly any stone or iron nodes either. And it seems like they just outright removed Palium from the usual places and forgot to maybe implement putting some iron in instead, so there's actually still a chance that Palium can spawn from those places. Additionally, when I do run around out in Bahari, it's very different from time to time whether I find any Palium nodes or not. I tried one time where I only found 4 in 50 minutes. 4 nodes, and that is extremely low because some of the nodes are only small ones and you only get 1 ore from that. So after an hour of mining, I would have enough for 3 bars, where before we would have at least 100 ores to go home and smelt to bars. And I don't know what possessed Palia to change this. Maybe it was because people were complaining that a lot of people were spawn camping the Palium nodes. And I can say, yeah, well, it might have been a little bit of an issue if people couldn't come in and join in. But in most cases, when I saw people at certain locations, I would assess if there were just 1, 2, or 3. If there's only 2, you can still share all the Palium nodes. There's no issue. And before, it still came back relatively fast, so even if people were there mining, it would only take about 3 to 5 minutes for the nodes to respawn. And I feel like now out in the world, it's not just the Palium nodes that I don't see, it's also all the other nodes. Sometimes I don't find anything when I run around. It takes so long to find anything sometimes. Because I think it all depends on how many is out running and doing some mining too. If there's a lot of people out mining, well, you won't see any nodes. And then the other issue is, before it was actually relatively easy to call out where there would be Palium nodes. Now there isn't really a set location and it's very difficult to call it out. And it also is a lot of time wasted for just 1 node. So if people do find the Palium nodes, a lot of people won't call it out because it will just take too long. And another issue is, a lot of people before were only looking for the Palium nodes and would only mine that and not the stone around the Palium places or anything else. And I don't think people now will do any work to make Palium spawn even more, because I know that you have to mine everything to make Palium spawn more, but people will just be looking for the Palium nodes. So what I think is they kind of need to do something again. This is really horrible. A lot of people that I've talked to has been complaining that they don't see any Palium. I actually did a poll on YouTube on my channel page to see how people have been finding Palium after the last update, and a whopping 18% said they never see any Palium nodes now, which is kind of scary. And the majority of people only see 1 to 5 nodes when they are out in Bahari mining for 1 hour, which is also very concerning. Before the nerf, and this is a hard nerf, I could find plenty of nodes in that little route that I usually took, and I even made a video about it. And that is now completely useless. Not that that even matters, but I make these videos to help people find things that may be hard for people to find. And it saddens me that we see changes like this that just completely ruins the mining experience. I did really feel when they upped the spawn of the Palium and they added the gemstones that they finally made mining fun. They made it worth the while. And now it's just nerfed to the ground. It's really boring again. And it saddens me because I like mining. I want it to be fun and exciting. I didn't feel the spawn rate of the gems were an issue. The price was a little bit high, but they nerfed that. But they could have kept the spawn rate. That was fine. Because it also helps out new players that doesn't want to go into cake parties. Well, not that we can join the cake parties lately anyways, because there's a server issue joining people from NA server if you're EU server and vice versa. So there's a lot of things in Palia right now that just makes Palia not fun to play compared to what it used to be. It's not really that social because it's really hard to play with your friends because we have friends all over the world, and right now we cannot join people all over the world. I really hope that if we can make a lot of noise about the Palium issue, that we can kind of make it go back to what it was. Honestly, I think they should. And they could also keep this where you can find Palium out in the world, or they have to make the spawn rate of Palium, if they want to keep it this way, much higher. And the nodes has to spawn back much faster. Even one of the ideas I thought of here yesterday, maybe they should change how mining works so it kind of is like the forageables. So if anyone has mined the nodes, it still is there for other people. Because I think this may help the issue where people cannot find anything around the map because someone else might also be running around mining. Something the developer teams could do too was to make this old broken mineshaft on the plot a actual mine. Make it so we can fix it up and go in and mine every day. Maybe we could have a certain amount of ores from different places like copper, iron and Palium. That would be just for us. Not too much, of course, to make it balanced, but just to make it so that everyone has some chance to mine some of the resources they need. And it could also be something that we could invite other peoples for, like invite people to our plot so we could mine together in our own shaft. It could be fun. It could be an additional mining mission that we could have to fix this up. Because why do we have this if we cannot take it into use? But yeah, that was all my thoughts about this Palium issue. I really hope we can get some kind of fix. If we allow enough, maybe Palia will take it into Node and maybe do some changes. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below if you also think this update with the Palium is something they should change. And please give this video a like if you like my points. But make sure to subscribe to my channel too, because I make more videos like this and guides and other things. I also stream 2 times a week. And if you're in a need of a community, you can join the Discord and ask to be put into the community. But until next time, have fun! Bye!